Hi everybody. Today we're going to look at the hand and the musculature and the neurovascular structures that are located in the hand. And this is one of the most important organs that is able to do a variety of high intellectual skilled movements. And this is basically done via the activity of the nerves and the function of the muscles, of course. So there's a lot of muscles that come to the hand that involves the movement of the bones of the hand, like all of the forearm muscles basically go to the hand, and also the hand also has its own musculature too. So basically all those muscles act on a specific area, which is the hand, and therefore it's able to write, grip, and all these flexion extension motions, like opponents. We're going to talk about the opponent's function. So the human being or the individual are able to do a high sophisticated skilled movements, just like playing piano or writing or cutting or painting. Okay, so hand is really important. So what are we going to see in the hand region? So first of all, what we see here, this is the flexor retinaculum, okay, and this is the top border of the surface of what we call as the carpal tunnel. So just beneath that we have the carpal tunnel, and on the base of this tunnel we have the bony component, and above that we have this flexor retinaculum, which is a dense connective tissue. So in between the bony component and flexor retinaculum, there's a tunnel, and through the tunnel, certain structures pass, primarily 9 tendons and 1 nerve. 9 tendons would be the tendons of the flexor digitorum superficialis, which this is 4, and then we have below that we have the tendons of flexor digitorum profundus, so that's 8, and last we have the tendon of flexor pollicis longus, which goes to the thumb. So superficialis and profundus will go to the fingers, and pollicis longus would go to the thumb. But anyhow, there's 9 tendons there. Above all those, just beneath the flexor retinaculum, we would have the median nerve. So basically, this guy here, okay, so this guy here is the median nerve. As you can see, it's passing through the tunnel, this median nerve here. Okay, so when this tunnel, when you have an inflammation, when you have an increased amount of edema or overuse of the tendons, so you have the inflammation, edema, increased amount of pressure, and this pressure basically puts a compression on the median nerve, and that's how you end up with having a carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, so that's the median nerve there. And on the medial side, how do I know this is medial side? Again, little finger. Just look at the little finger. So this is on the medial side. We have this nerve here. This is the ulnar nerve, of course. So as you can see, ulnar nerve and ulnar artery is above. It passes through along the wrist joint above the flexor retinaculum. However, the median nerve passes under the flexor retinaculum. So that's one of the important differences between each other. And then we have this artery here again. Okay, this is the radial artery. It goes in. This is the radial side, thumb side. Okay, on the radial side, so it goes above the distal part of the radius, and then goes inside the anatomical snuff box, as you can see here. And after it passes the wrist, it dives in. It dives in inside the deep part of the hand, and it forms the palmar arch, the radial artery. However, here it gives us a superficial palmar branch here, as you can see here. It's a superficial palmar branch of the radial artery. This superficial palmar branch, as you can see, goes to the palm of the hand and unites with the primary artery, the primary branch of the ulnar artery, which is the ulnar artery itself, and unites, and they form what we call as a superficial palmar arch. So we have the ulnar artery, okay, it forms a superficial palmar arch primarily, and also has contribution from the superficial branch of the radial artery. And so this is referred to as the superficial palmar arch. And we also have a deep palmar arch. This palmar arch is primarily formed by the radial artery. So radial artery, after it gives off the superficial pulmonary arch, goes through the anatomical snuff box here and dives in between the first and second metacarpal bone, dives in, and then and at the deep layer, it forms a deep pulmonary arch. However, this deep pulmonary arch also gets contribution from the a branch from the ulnar artery. Okay, so deep pulmonary arch is primarily formed by the radial artery. The superficial pulmonary arch is primarily formed by the ulnar artery. Okay, so and the branches of the superficial pulmonary arch, we have this is the branches, as you can see here, and these are the common pulmonary digital arteries, and these common pulmonary they branch off to the digits, as you can see, like a Y, and this is the proper pulmonary digital arteries. Common pulmonary digital, proper pulmonary digital, and the same name goes to the nerves too. As you can see, let's look at the nerves now. So these are the vasculature, the arterial supply of the hand. Let's look at the nerve supply. On the medial aspect, we have the little finger side. So which nerve is located in the little finger side? It's the median nerve. So this is the median nerve, as you can see, right? It goes to the palm and supplies that area. This is the ulnar nerve. Oh, come on. This is the ulnar nerve, little finger side, ulnar nerve. So this is the ulnar nerve and supplies the medial aspect of the arm. And then you have the median nerve on the middle, okay? And this basically supplies the lateral aspect of the palm. So we're going to look at that a bit later. And those just refer to the name. So they give off these common pulmonary digital nerves, and they branch off and then form the proper pulmonary digital nerves as they go up and supply the lateral aspect of the digits. So you have the same name of the arterial supply: common pulmonary digital nerves and proper pulmonary digital nerves of the median and ulnar. And you have the common pulmonary digital arteries and the common proper pulmonary digital arteries off from the superficial pulmonary arch. Same things. Okay, so let's look at now the what else do we see here? Okay, what we see here is basically let's look at the muscles. So in the hand we have two eminences. Just beneath the thumb we have the thenar eminence, which is this. Okay, everybody can feel their hand. So we have the eminence over here, and then we have another eminence over here. This eminence just beneath under the thumb is a thenar eminence. The eminence located just below the little finger is the hypothenar eminence. Okay, so this is basically protrusion, or of the tissue, and the primary tissue present or located in that area is muscles. So these are called the hypothenar eminence. Thenar muscles, and these are called the hypothenar muscles. So what are they? First of all, on the lateral side, let's look at the thumb side here. On the lateral aspect of the thumb side of the thenar eminence, we have the abductor pollicis brevis. So this is the abductor pollicis brevis, and this is the flexor pollicis brevis. Just medial to it, you have the flexor pollicis brevis. Beneath that, you can see this number here. This is the opponens pollicis. So you have the abductor pollicis brevis, flexor pollicis brevis, and opponens pollicis. Opponens pollicis. Right, because there's no brevis or long stitch, it's just opponens pollicis. So this is abductor pollicis brevis, it's abduction. And then you have flexion, flexor pollicis brevis, flexion. And then again, opponens pollicis, and this motion here is what we call the opponens pollicis, or the opponens of the thumb. So opponens pollicis muscle is located just beneath. It's located beneath the abductor and flexor pollicis brevis. On the little finger side, again, it's just like mirror image muscles. Again, same thing. On the lateral side, on the medial side, we have. So this is the lateral side over here. This is the medial side, and we have the abductor digiti minimi, and then here we have the flexor digiti minimi. Beneath that, we have the opponens digiti minimi. Just the same. The mirror image of the thumb. On the little finger side. So, and the nerve innervation basically. Okay, so let's look at the function. So we have the abductor digiti minimi, it abducts the little finger. Flexor digiti minimi, flexes, and then we have the opponens digiti minimi. Okay, opponents would be this motion here. All right, nerve would be the thinner muscles is innervated by the median nerve, which is this nerve here. I don't know if you can see it. So this is the median nerve. It gives off motor branch and it innervates this area here, thinner muscles. So median nerve. The hypothenor muscle is innervated by the ulnar nerve. So ulnar nerve gives off the muscular branch that innervates the thinner muscles. So what else do we have here? We also have, we can see the tendons of the flexor digitorum superficialis and profundus. So these are the 4 tendons that goes to the 2nd digit, 3rd, 4th, and 5th digit. Okay, so this is the flexor digitorum superficialis tendon. And basically, just beneath that, you have the profundus tendon, all right? But after a certain while, after it passes the metacarpals, it pierces the superficialis. Superficialis tendon divides and splits into 2 and attaches to the lateral border or the dorsal digital expansion. And then profundus, it comes out through the superficialis tendon and then goes all the way down to the attaching to the distal phalanx. So superficialis attached to the middle phalanx, the profundus attached to the distal phalanx, passing through the superficialis tendon, the profundus. So we see that. What else do we see? The last thing that we see here in this model, okay, we have 2 more things, is the lumbricals. So we have 4 lumbricals. So we have the 2nd lumbrical, 3rd, 4th, 5th. We have 4 lumbricals. So 4 lumbricals are located. This is the first lumbrical here. The first lumbrical is located in the 2nd digit. Okay, so forget about the thumb. Okay, because thumb has its own muscles and tendons and those kind of things, nerves, everything. So so this is the first lumbrical attached to the 2nd digit. This is the 2nd lumbrical, 3rd and 4th lumbrical. So we have 4 lumbricals, and basically these lumbricals originate from the flexor digitorum profundus tendon, and then it goes all the way down, all the way to the on the lateral aspect, and attached to the dorsal hood or dorsal digital expansion. So the lumbricals are really important. Is a lumbricals, okay? It starts with the L, so it does this L motion. Don't forget that L. You see, this is the L. So this is the motion of the lumbrical. So what does it do? It flexes through the metacarpophalangeal joint. Okay, between the metacarpophalangeal, it flex. Interphalangeal joint, it extends. It extends. You know, it does this motion here. So you have the interphalangeal joint extension between the metacarpal and phalangeal. Metacarpophalangeal joint, it flexes. So it flexes the metacarpophalangeal joint, does this. And it extends interphalangeal joint. Why? Because it attaches to the dorsal digital expansion. So it pulls and extends the interphalangeal joint. So what does it do? It does this L here, right? L sign. So L stands for lumbricals. Don't forget that. And so the innervation of the lumbricals, the medial half of the lumbricals, okay, which is that? Which is the 4th finger and the 5th finger. These 2 lumbricals are innervated by median nerve, the medial side. The lateral half of the lumbricals, okay, so 2nd and 3rd lumbrical is innervated by the median nerve. All right. The last muscle that we see here is the adductor pollicis muscle here. This is the adductor pollicis, and this is basically adducts. All right, it's adducts, the thumb. This is adductor pollicis. So it has 2 heads, the oblique and transverse head, and the innervation is different here. Although it's located on the lateral side, it's innervated by the deep branch of the ulnar nerve. Well, that's just ulnar nerve. Okay, so it gets innervation from the ulnar nerve rather than median, right? So this is the exception in terms of its localization. The other muscles that we can't see in here, we have the interosseous muscle, we have the 3 palmar, and then we have the 4 dorsal interosseous muscle. And basically these interosseous muscles, adducts and adducts. So if you draw an imaginary line in the middle of the your middle fingers, you're going down. So moving away from that is abduction, moving towards that is adduction. So basically the adduction, so the palmar interosseous, the 3 palmar interosseous adducts. So you just do this motion here. Basically you pray. So this is the basically praying muscle, the palmar interosseous muscle. It's palmar. It's PAD. palmar adduction. So it's praying muscle, right? You adduct. And the rest, and the others, if dorsal, is the adduction. You do this in the dorsal interosseous muscle, adduction. It's PAD, and then we have the pad, and this is DAD, dorsal DAD. Okay, this is pad. This is DAD, adduction, adduction. All right. That's about it. Okay, let's look at the cadaver now. Okay, let's look at the cadaver now. So we lift up the skin, and we lift up the superficial fascia, and what we see here is a deep fascia. So deep fascia is primarily makes up this structure here. This structure is called the palmar aponeurosis. So this is the palmar aponeurosis. All right, and also we also have flexor retinaculum here. So this is part of the flexor retinaculum. This is the palmar aponeurosis. And we can look at this flexor retinaculum. It's like, it's like beneath that, yeah. So this is the part of the deep fascia, and this is the tendon of palmaris longus. Basically, if you follow the palmaris longus, it basically makes up the palmar aponeurosis. Oh, some sources say so. Palmar aponeurosis is part of the tendon of the palmaris longus muscle, or some say that it attaches the palmaris longus tendon attaches to the palmaris aponeurosis. Okay, so and at this particular area in palmaris aponeurosis on the medial side we have, so this is the palmaris longus, and we have the palmaris brevis, but it's not obvious here. It's not evident here. So in some individuals you don't have the muscle, so, and in some individuals you do, but we didn't see palmaris brevis here. Anyhow, so I'm just flipping this over, okay, aside. So what we see here, we see a lot of structures in the palm of the hand. Just as like I showed you in the models, we see the muscular structure, we see the tendons, we see the arterial supply, and we see the nervous supply. Okay, so one thing that I need to express is that this structure here is the retinaculum. Okay, this is the flexor retinaculum here. All right. And so this is the thumb side. Okay, this is the little finger side. So this is the lateral, and this is the medial. And since this, let me get one of these probes here. Okay, so this is the flexor retinaculum. Okay, so through the flexor retinaculum. So this is the flexor retinaculum here. This strong, fibrous, dense connective tissue is flexor retinaculum. So beneath that, you have the carpal tunnel. So through that, you have like I said, you have the four flexor superficialis tendon, four profundus tendon, and one abductor pollicis tendon. And what else do we have? We also have the median nerve. So just wanted to show you that this is the median nerve here. See? So the median nerve is coming from, where is it coming from? It's coming from the carpal tunnel. All right. So basically, this is the flexor retinaculum. Below that is the carpal tunnel, and you have the median nerve here. So basically, this is the median nerve, and you have the common palmar branches. Common palmar branch, and then you have the common palmar digital branch, and then you have the proper palmar digital branches here. This is the proper, and this is the common, and this is basically the branch of median nerve. How about the ulnar nerve? Ulnar nerve is located on the medial side. Don't forget that. But so this is the ulnar nerve here. So this is the ulnar nerve, but just realize that ulnar nerve is passing above the flexor retinaculum. Okay, so this is the ulnar nerve. It's passing above the I'm sorry, let me get this. Okay, so as you can see, this is the flexor retinaculum here, and so this ulnar nerve is passing above the flexor retinaculum. So it's not part of the. My point here, just wanted to show you that it's not part of the carpal. It's not going through the carpal tunnel, right? This ulnar nerve here. However, the median nerve is beneath the flexor retinaculum and it's coming off from the carpal tunnel. And again, the ulnar nerve has the common palmar digital, and then it also divides and gives off branches of the proper palmar digital artery. So this is the the branch of the ulnar nerve here. Okay, so the common palmar, and then you have it branches off to form the proper palmar digital, and goes to the fingers, and gives off, basically these are primarily the superficial branches, or cutaneous, what we call as cutaneous branches, that goes to the skin and receives the light touch, coarse touch, temperature, and sensation, and pain sensation from the skin. So these are the cutaneous branches. So this is the ulnar nerve, okay, common palmar digital branch of the ulnar nerve, and these are the common palmar digital of the median nerve. Don't forget that. So what else do we see here? We also see, along with the ulnar nerve, as you can see, this is the another artery here. Along with the ulnar artery, we see the ulnar along with the ulnar nerve, we see the ulnar artery here. And this is basically the superficial palmar arch of the ulnar artery here. So here is a superficial palmar arch, all right? And like I said earlier, we can see the, so there's a contribution from the radial artery, okay? So basically this is the radial artery here. So we don't see the contribution, but so radial artery gives off a superficial branch and unites with the ulnar artery, and that they form what we call as a superficial palmar arch. Okay, so this is the ulnar artery here. This is the radial artery here, all right? This is the superficial branch of the radial artery. This is the ulnar artery. This is the ulnar nerve. Okay. Yeah, this is a part of the ulnar nerve. So this is the ulnar nerve, and this is also part of the ulnar nerve here, all right? And on the ulnar side, and on the thumb side, we have the median nerve, which is this. Why is this important? It's important because, like I said, these are superficial cutaneous branches or nerves that supply this area, then receives skin sensations. For instance, the ulnar nerve here, okay, supplies, what does it supply? The ulnar side of the palm, and the fifth, and the medial of the fourth finger, medial half of the fourth finger. So this side here. So 1.5. So 1.5 on the palm of the hand, 1.5 finger, the fifth finger. Okay, so we have the fifth finger, and then we have the medial side of the fourth finger here. So all these are supplied by the ulnar nerve. So this is the ulnar nerve. So we have the fifth finger and and half of the fourth finger, or the ring finger. Okay, so this is the ulnar nerve, and supplies this area here. How about the median nerve? Let's look at the median nerve. So median nerve, in terms of cutaneous sensation, we have the lateral 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So it supplies this area here. It supplies this area. Okay, this is the second finger. So this is the second finger. This is the third finger, and the fourth would be, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and for the lateral part of the fourth. So this is the lateral part of the fourth. So we have 3.5. 1, 2, 3.5. So this whole area is received by the median nerve. The skin sensation, the cutaneous innervation, is received by the median nerve. All right. Also, this is what? This is sensory information, information, or cutaneous information, or cutaneous innervation of these nerves. And then we have the motor innervation, okay? So these are cutaneous innervation. The motor innervation, basically, so median nerve innervates the thinner eminence, thinner muscles, and the ulnar nerve here innervates these muscles here, and these are the hyperthinner muscles. Let's look at these muscles now. Okay, so let me just put this in. This is the median nerve here. So this muscle here, this is the thinner muscles. This is the abductor pollicis brevis, this muscle here, okay? This is the abductor pollicis brevis muscle. All right. Let me put this over here. So this is abductor pollicis brevis. This is the flexor pollicis brevis, and then in between, you see this muscle in between? There's a muscle in between that, in between these. Okay. So this muscle here, beneath that, this muscle here, this muscle, that's the opponens pollicis. So this muscle in between, okay, deep to that. So this muscle here is opponens pollicis. So we have abductor pollicis brevis, flexor pollicis brevis, and then we have the opponens pollicis muscle. All right, and so basically these muscles are innervated by this nerve here. So if I ask, like, what is this nerve? You know, what's the name of this nerve? Even though if you don't know, you have to say that's a motor branch of the median nerve. If you don't say motor, that's fine, no problem. If you just say median nerve, that's okay. All right. So this nerve innervates these muscles here, and this nerve comes from the median nerve. Well, this branch. Okay, let's look at the hyperthenar eminence. So hyperthenar muscle, again, same thing. The mirror muscles. We have the abductor pollicis. Okay, so this is the abductor pollicis muscle. All right. This is the flexor pollicis muscle. Abductor pollicis. I'm sorry, it's not pollicis. It's minimi. I'm sorry. This is the abductor digiti minimi and flexor digiti minimi, and in between that we have the opponens digiti minimi here. Okay, so abductor digiti minimi, flexor digiti minimi here, and in between that, or just beneath that, we have the opponens digiti minimi. Or this is the opponens digiti minimi, I think. Right? Yeah, opponens digiti minimi. Okay, so abductor digiti minimi, flexor digiti minimi, and then we have the opponens digiti minimi. Okay, so these muscles are innervated by this nerve. So if I ask what is this nerve, then you have to say this is the ulnar nerve, or yeah, ulnar nerve, just say ulnar nerve. Although this looks like a superficial branch, the cutaneous branch doesn't matter. So there would be a branch coming out from the ulnar nerve and innervating these muscles. So these are the ulnar nerve. Okay, right, good. And what else do we have here? One other muscle that we have here is the adductor pollicis, which is this muscle here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this muscle here. You see this muscle? This muscle here. Okay? It's this muscle here. So this muscle is adductor pollicis. Basically, what does it do? It's adducts. It brings the thumb towards itself. It pulls it. So this is adduct. It has an oblique and transverse head. Adducts the thumb. And one different thing is its innervation, like I told you earlier. Although it's located very close to the thenar eminence, it's not innervated by the median nerve. It's innervated by the ulnar nerve. You have the deep branch, and it goes to this muscle, to the thumb side, and the ulnar nerve innervates this muscle. Although it's not located on the ulnar side. Okay, one last thing that we see here is the one other thing. But in terms of muscle, we see the lumbrical. So this is the first lumbrical, as you can see. Okay, this is the first lumbrical here. First lumbrical. And if you look closer, you would see that it comes out from the this tendon here. Okay, and by the way, this tendon is belongs to the superficialis, but the lumbricals originate from the profundus tendon, by the way. Okay, so this is the first lumbrical, and then we have the second lumbrical here, which is the second lumbrical, and then we have the third lumbrical here, and then we have the fourth lumbrical here. So we have, how many lumbricals do we have? We have 4 lumbricals. All right, let's pick out this lumbrical here. This is just the sake of concentrating on the figures. Okay, so this is the 4th lumbrical here. So this is the first lumbrical, This is the second lumbrical, third, and you have the fourth lumbrical over here. So this is the fourth lumbrical, all right? So it comes from the origin from the profundus tendon, and then goes all the way to the dorsal aspect of the digits, the dorsal digital expansion, dorsal hood. And you have the flexion. You have the flexion of the metacarpophalangeal joint. You have the extension of the interphalangeal joint. So basically, the motion and function of these muscles are to do the L figure. Okay, so that's lumbricals, and the innervation of the lumbricals, lateral, two of them is innervated by the median. The medial lumbricals innervated by the ulnar nerve. So basically, the second and third lumbrical, as you can see, this is the second lumbrical, and this is the third lumbrical. Is very close to this nerve here, which is the median nerve. Okay, and the third and fourth lumbrical is very close to this nerve here, and this nerve and this nerve here is the ulnar nerve. Okay. That's it. And last and not least is that this guy here, I showed you in the model. So this is the tendon of flexor digitorum superficialis. As you can see, that there's a tendon below that, which is this. Okay, so there's two tendons here. So this is the above tendon, all right, and this is the lower tendon. So this is the above tendon is flexor digitorum superficialis. As you can see, it splits into two halves here, okay? And the profundus tendon goes upwards, and it goes through the split. It goes through the split, and it goes all the way down, all the way up to the base of the distal phalanx. However, the superficialis splits into two, and it goes all the way to the middle phalanx. So basically, these two tendons, you know, they flex the hand at the elbow, at the wrist joint, and they also flex the metacarpophalangeal joint, and they also flex, especially the superficialis flex the proximal phalanx, the proximal interphalangeal joint. Sorry, let me just so the superficialis flex. Okay, superficialis flex the proximal because why? It attaches to the middle phalanx. So this is the middle phalanx. So basically crosses it and it flexes the proximal interphalangeal. So this is a proximal interphalangeal joint. Okay, and distal attaches to the distal phalanx. So basically, this distal, the profundus attaches to the distal phalanx, and therefore, since it passes passes the distal interphalangeal joint, it flexes the distal interphalangeal joint, as you can see here. Okay, it flexes the distal interphalangeal joint. However, the superficialis flexes the proximal interphalangeal joint. The profundus flexes the distal interphalangeal joint. So that's the main difference. So this is the tendon of flexor digitorum superficialis here, and below that you have the tendon of the flexor digitorum profundus. Okay, and this is the split that you see here. The split, you see, the split of the tendon of the flexor digitorum superficialis. So that's about it. Then we have the interosseous muscle. We can't see it from here. So we have 3 palmar and 4 dorsal interosseous muscle. And I think that's about it. So in terms of nerve innervation, we have the medial aspect is innervated by the ulnar. The lateral aspect is innervated by the median. Exception is the adductor pollicis, that's innervated by the ulnar. All right, that's the lateral lumbricals innervated by the median. The medial lumbricals, the medial two is innervated by the ulnar. Interosseous, the whole interosseous innervated by the ulnar nerve. The palmar interosseous and dorsal interosseous is innervated by the ulnar nerve. Don't forget that. And palmar interosseous is abduction, pray. Palmar interosseous, dorsal interosseous is adduction. I'm sorry, abduction. Okay, so palmar interosseous is AD, closing the fingers. Okay, and last would be the cutaneous innervation, which is important. So the median nerve, the cutaneous innervation is the median half of the palm, and the fifth and half of the fourth finger. In terms of the median nerve, you have the median half, and then 1, 2, 3, 3.5. 3.5 and half of the ring finger would be median nerve. The dorsal aspect, again, it would be the radial nerve. So the dorsal aspect of the, let's look at the dorsal aspect now. I'm sorry. let me show you the, okay. We can see the, here, we can see the dorsal interosseous muscle. Why? Because dorsal interosseous muscle is very close to the dorsal aspect. So this guy here is the first dorsal. So this is the first, so we can't see the palmar interosseous, but we can see the dorsal interosseous. So this is the first dorsal interosseous, by the way. And this guy here is the second dorsal interosseous, this muscle here. And this is the third interosseous muscle here. And this is the fourth interosseous muscle. I don't know if you can see it. This is the fourth interosseous. So the first, second, third, and we have the fourth dorsal interosseous muscle. And the function of these are abduction of the fingers. And the nerve is the ulnar nerve, innervation of that. And the nerve supply, again, the nerve supply, the dorsal aspect of the hand and dorsal aspect of the fingers, okay, would be the fifth and a half would be again the same as at the palmar side would be the ulnar. So ulnar will get the palmar aspect and dorsal aspect. It's the mirror image at the back too, the ulnar nerve, 1.5. In terms of the lateral part would be the completely would be the radial nerve, but the first, second, third, and fourth, half of the fourth on the tips, okay, on the tips would be the median nerve, the tip, okay, at the dorsal, I'm talking about the dorsal aspect, the tip would be the median nerve, and the rest of the dorsal aspect would be the radial nerve. And we can see that the superficial branch and the cutaneous branch of the radial nerve, we can see that it's supplying basically these areas, okay, and receiving the sensory information from the dorsal aspect of the hand. Okay, so this is the dorsal aspect of the hand, dorsal interosseous, palmar interosseous. I think that's about it. We covered a lot of things here. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I think we covered a lot, and you have learned a lot of and saw a lot of structures. Hope to see you in our next episode of Anatomy Videos. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye for now. Bye.